Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of TCG Talk, back today with another video. And in today's video I'm going to be going over my most underrated assassin cards, or just the cards that I wish were a little bit better, that I'm really interested in trying to make work in some way, shape, or form, even if it's just a homebrew. So I wanted to share those with you, get your general thoughts, and just have some fun discussion. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hopefully enjoy your stay. If you're a long-standing supporter, thank you so much as always. Feel free to check out the Discord down below, as well as the channel membership if you want to support the channel in a different way. And also there is a creator worksheet if you want access to other creators who cover games that I like to play, Flesh and Blood, Grand Archive, Alpha Clash. Definitely give that a look. But we'll get right into it. So again, these are not cards that I think are like hiddenly good and they should be being played, but more so like cards that I want to be good, or I want to see the archetype get expanded in some way, shape, or form over the course of time. So the first one I want to talk about that I really love is Caliburn of Silencing, a Regalia Weapon Assassin Dagger. On champion hit, the hit champion loses all abilities until the beginning of your next turn. I like this card because I used to play Universes a lot, and I played Eraserhead back in like the My Hero Academia phase, and Eraserhead basically would lock the opponent out of the game if he could do his thing, because he would turn off your hero ability, and it got really annoying for decks that really used their ability as an engine, so to speak. So I really would love to see this type of thing with Assassin be expanded upon more, where you have this kind of assassin that's just like stopping the opponent from doing what they're wanting to do from a disruption standpoint. This card's not as good because it only hits for one. It only has one durability. I think if this card had like 2 or 3 durability, I think it'd actually be pretty good. But with the one durability only being like a one-time hit, it does feel kind of bad. But I hope that they somehow expand upon this in the future. I would love to see something like this, just because I have an affinity from like my old playing Eraserhead days. And also I think it would be cool as an assassin thematic to be able to stop what your opponent's doing. So that's the first one. The second one, these next two cards kind of go hand in hand, which is just the Curse archetype in Tristan. Haunting Demise on champion hit, put Haunting Demise on the bottom of the hit champion's lineage. Inherited effect, at the beginning of your recollection phase, deal 1 unpreventable damage to this object. These cards actually aren't bad. This card and Revenant Scourge are like, from a damage perspective, they're actually on rate or above rate, like especially Revenant Scourge, and they have good on hit effects, but it's just not quite there in terms of getting you there. I would love to see them expand on this Curse archetype, maybe more in the main deck cards of like allies and stuff. I understand why it's probably a hard balance, because if you make Curse too powerful, then all of a sudden you could play this control-like aspect where you just like keep cursing your opponent and then lock them out of the game. Eventually they just die. So I understand it's probably a hard thing to balance, but I'd love to see Haunting Demise and Revenant Scourge get a little bit more support. Revenant Scourge saying if there are one or more curse cards on your hit champion's lineage, wake up the attacker and draw a card. So being able to like swing with this for 4, hit for 4, wake up your champion again, swing with it again, really, really good. And it's just a 1 for 4 at the end of the day, which I find really cool. So hopefully they expand on the Curse archetype at some point. Maybe they will, maybe they won't, but I thought it would be a good addition. The next one is actually seen play at times a little bit, which is Sharpened Blade. I really like this card. This is actually more like a true underrated card, I think. It is slow speed. There's ways to interact with it, right? Obviously. But target dagger weapon gets +2 until end of turn. Put a preparation counter on your champion. So the prep counter is nice. This allows for a couple different things. Specifically in Tristan, you know, one of the plays is bringing out Assassin's Ripper with 4 prep counters, and then being able to swing with Slice and Dice for 15 damage in total by taking off a prep counter to give Assassin's Ripper +2, so it's coming in for 3. Then Slice and Dice comes in for 3, so you hit for 6 the first time, you prep it, then you hit for 9 the second time. Well, if you play a Sharpened Blade before this, it adds 4 more value because it gives +2 again to each swing. So if you have 3 prep counters on your champion, you play Sharpened Blade to go to 4, you activate Assassin's Ripper, making it +2, and then you swing with Slice and Dice. Your first attack is going to come in for Assassin's Ripper alone is going to come in for 5 +3 on Slice and Dice, 8. Then the second one's going to come in for 5 again, plus the 6. So that's 11. You're swinging for 19 damage. So you're getting 4 value off the Sharpened Blade, plus giving you the prep counter to be able to Slice and Dice Ripper, well, 3 counters starting the turn. And then on Ominous Shadow turns, this also is very good because if you play this, then you swing with Tristan, just with Shadow's Call in general. Like, don't even do anything else. It swings for 3 with Tristan. Then you swing for 4 and 4 with your Shadow tokens because it's getting +2 value every time. So it's giving you 6 value on Sharpened Blade. I'm not saying this card's like, world ending, but it has some really good applicability. Just if you're trying to be more proactive as a Tristan player and like in the sense of damage, I think with those, multi-swing plays with your blade, which Tristan does a lot, I think it does really good. So that's a really big one for me. The next one is the Noir package, or not Noir, but the suited package. There's already some good suited cards from this newest set in Distorted Reflections. Who knows if they'll ever go back to it, right? Maybe they will when they do like the alternate edition of this set. Hopefully they bring even more suited stuff in. I would love to see like a suited assassin set, just kind of like a suited tribal. I think that'd be really cool. They have some really good cards with 3 of Hearts and stuff like that. So this is the Ace of Spades. And obviously this one cares about suited a lot because on enter, depending on the total reserve cost of suited objects you control, if it's 6, you put a buff counter on it. If it's 10, you put 2 buff counters on it. If it's 21, you put 4 buff counters on it. So it's super, super good if you were like playing completely into that archetype. So hopefully they come back to this when they do the Ultra Edition of the set. Next one's Excalibur. This is one we don't know yet. Super excited to see how Merlin plays as an assassin. The True Sight and Spell Shroud is really good. Also, Excalibur gain +1 when playing Merlin will be good. But on Destroy, summon a token copy of Non-Distortion Regalia you control with a memory cost 0. It becomes a distortion in addition to its other types. So I think the main point I brought this up is I'm excited to see what the distortion archetype does for Assassin. We're already seeing some cool stuff with Looking Glass with other decks, but I would love for Assassin to be able to like, it's thematic for a Master Assassin to be able to utilize any weapon at their disposal. So to be able to copy things and make things distortion and all this other stuff, I think is a really cool archetype and really cool from a thematics perspective. So I'm really excited to see how they play into this, as time goes on with the Phantom Monarch set coming out in December. Then we have a really fun, unique one, Ninja Tabby. I thought this was really cool. Banish Ninja Tabby, you gain agility 3 for this turn. Activate this only at slow speed. This card obviously is not played. I like this card because you materialize this, then you banish it. Like, let's say you have an Incap in hand and you want to go all the way shields down because you're wanting to play all the cards in your hand. You maybe have a lot of influence. You're trying to play like a Sadie and something else down, whatever the case may be. Ninja Tabby basically gives you like that Mastermind Scheme like effect, right? Or the Sadie like effect of gain agility 3. And I think it's just really good for a deck that wants to play threats but keep enough interaction in hand or present interaction in hand with like Incapacitate. So I think Ninja Tabby is really cool if you're wanting to be more aggressive but also be able to get some of your cards back in order to play some defensive. Again, it's not quite there in comparison to other Regalia items we have, obviously, but I think it's really cool. And if you're on a budget, this card I think isn't too bad. And then finally, Nia. Nia is played, has seen play at times with some mill strategies or even some water control strategies. Nia is really cool. Like on enter, look at your target opponent's memory, then choose a card name. Cards with that chosen name cost 1 more to play. So long as Nia is in, it's a 1/3 stealth. I like the taxiing effect and the ability to like snipe things out of your opponent's hand or memory or be able to like target things. I think that's really good, like an assassin making their mark type stuff. Hopefully we get more of this. There are some taxing stuff in water, obviously. But if we can get more of like, this kind of like, True Sight style deck where we can just like, affect what's actually in our opponent's hand or memory a little bit more, rather than just being offensive with some of our marquee cards, I think that would be a really cool addition. But yeah, these are the cards that either I think are a little underrated in terms of like Sharpened Blade or archetypes that I would love to see expanded upon in future sets. If you have any cards that I did not mention here that you think are really good, definitely let me know. I'd love to hear it down below. And yeah, we'll see what happens when Phantom Monarch comes out. But yeah, if you like this type of content, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe. If not me, it's completely fine. go to another channel, leave a like, comment, subscribe on their stuff so we get more people seeing this game. And I'll see you all next time on TCG Talk. Thank you all so much.